Hey, family. It is your girl, Chef Evelyn here, and I am back with another video. If it's your first time here, make sure you subscribe and turn the notifications on. And if you've been here before, make sure your notifications on so you never miss an upload from your girl. Happy New Year. I think this video may come out right at the end of the year or right at the beginning of the year, but either way, Happy New Year, Happy New Decade. Okay, can you believe it? In my mind, when people say 30 years ago, I still think 1970, and 30 years ago is 1990. What happened? Anyway, I'm super excited because we are gearing up to the opening of the Fun Food Academy, and but today we're going to talk about reasons why your diets never worked and what to do instead. But listen, I've been putting the final touches on the Fun Food Academy, how to eat healthy at home in 6 weeks and enjoy it. And I'm super excited. Now, if you don't know anything about the Fun Food Academy, it is a program that I piloted here in Dallas in person. It's a 6-week experience about really creating a healthy game plan that's customized around your life, customized around your needs, so that you can be sustainable in your healthy eating goals, and so that healthy eating doesn't feel like this chore or this restrictive lifestyle, that it actually can be enjoyable and sustainable, right? And we're going to talk about that when we talk about why diets don't work. And so the course got so much positive feedback when I did it live, and people had been asking me to bring it back, that I thought, what better way than to bring it online so that all of my family, all of my foodie family, so that you and I could go on this journey together, and then you didn't have to be local to Texas in order to take it. So enrollment for that opens up January the 13th, 2020. I'm so excited. And listen, I'm only offering it once a year. So if you miss 2020, you're going to have to wait a whole nother year in 2021. And we already know that you are ready this year, and you wouldn't have clicked on this video this year to get your healthy eating under control. You know that you are ready to make significant lifestyle changes, and you want it to be fun, because if you follow me, you want the food to be good, and people telling you to steam broccoli and boil your chicken breast is just not going to get it. Or people telling you have to be a raw foodist, or you have to get your blood drawn just to figure out what to eat. You already know that that's not going to work for you. So I'm so excited to open up the doors to enrollment on January the 13th. All the details can be found at funfoodacademy.com. You and I, 6 weeks. It's going to be amazing. So let's jump into today's topic. And listen, I hope you have been following the podcast, because I've got some additional topics over there where we've been talking about healthy eating and entertaining and this. It's a whole mood, okay? It's a whole mood in the podcast. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about why your diets have never worked and what you need to do instead, okay? So here's the problem. Here, essentially, people say the phrase diets don't work all the time, yet people still try diets all the time. And I think it's because they haven't really explained why diets don't work. And it's a really simple answer on why diets don't work. Diets don't work is because it's short-term effort looking for long-term results. And nowhere in life do we have short-term effort and long-term results. It doesn't work. Short-term effort gets short-term results. And so, I'm going to do a 10-day juice cleanse, or a 21-day this cleanse, or this challenge or that challenge. I think those things are great to jumpstart a healthy eating journey and, reset the body. But doing that, thinking that that's going to solve whatever you're trying to solve, is not it. Even doing an extreme diet and joining the gang of, I'm not going to eat this ever in life again. Yes, there's some things that we probably could pass on for the rest of our life. But what I found is a lot of people who are carrying those tiki torches of those food gangs, right? 3 months later, 6 months later, like, well, I'm not doing that anymore. It was cool, but it wasn't really sustainable, or I'm kind of doing something different now. And the reality is there's no shade in that, and there's no shame in that, but it's just not sustainable, because when you are changing the way you want to eat, you're changing just more than food. You're changing your lifestyle. You're changing the way you spend your time. You're changing the way you spend your money. You're changing the way you treat your body. You're changing the way you interact with family and friends. And so that's something to really be considered. And so in order to do that, I teach my students how to create a healthy eating game plan. That's one of the things that we do in the Fun Food Academy, so that it is sustainable, but it's also dynamic, so that as life changes, you know where you can ebb and flow within your healthy eating strategic plan. So that's why diets don't work, because they are short-term sacrifices expecting long-term results. And where does that happen? Okay, basically nowhere. So this is what you need instead. Okay, you need a strategic plan. However, you need it with accountability, because if you are anything like me, okay, and this is not food related, but I love to plan. I'm a planner. I love actual planners. I have special pens for my special planners, and I used to be into the whole like stickers and washi tape thing, and I would have a game plan for you. I can plan something up one side and down the other to the 9th detail. And what happens a lot of times with those kind of plans? They don't get executed because there's no accountability. There's nobody to go, okay, this is the plan, and then I'm checking in on a regular basis on, did I do what I say I was going to do? There's no accountability around that. There's no momentum to keep going. Sometimes we don't even have the people in our lives that could hold us accountable, because maybe they're not on a healthy eating journey with us right now. And that's okay, because you don't want to try to force your lifestyle change on somebody else. They have to be ripe. They have to be primed. They have to want to do it themselves, right? So a lot of times you may be the only one, or the only one trying to do it to the level that you're doing it, or the only one who's really committed, where everybody else has got 5 and 6 cheat days a week. And listen, you know what I'm saying? And so in order to make a healthy lifestyle change and not just do a diet, yes, you need a healthy eating game plan, but you also need accountability. Okay. And then I was just having this conversation with someone the other day, that changing the way you treat your body is not something that just happens in the kitchen. It's not just something that happens in the gym. It happens in your bank account. It happens in your mindset around how you feel about yourself. It happens in your interactions. It happens in the restaurants that you go to, the grocery stores that you go to, the things that you buy, the things that you don't buy. Sometimes it even affects the kind of events that you attend and what you participate in, how you treat yourself or reward yourself. And so the reason why people call it a lifestyle change is because it does change every area in your life, but I don't think we're upfront about the level of that change. And so you really end up moving through life differently when you decide to make a healthy lifestyle change. And there's some adjustments that come with that when people tell you to change their diet, they don't really walk you through, well, what's that going to look like when I'm traveling? Well, how does that show up when I want to go out to eat with my friends? And am I not going to be able to enjoy my birthday or the holidays? Or what happens when I'm really busy and I'm working all the time? Or I'm a single person now, but what happens when I get married? Or we're married and we have children now, but then what happens when we become empty nesters? Or, I live close to a grocery store now, but then we moved and we're out, in the middle of the woods somewhere. There's so many different factors that come into place, and people don't have a game plan. What happens when I just didn't have time to go to the grocery store this week? What do I do? Or, yeah, I know I probably shouldn't eat out, but I'm out and I won't be home for another 5 or 6 hours and I'm starving. What's my game plan? What are my options? And so it really does change how you function in life. And I think that's one of the things that I'm really excited to share in the Fun Food Academy, because I had to make all those different changes, particularly as a chef. It changed even my business, right? For years, I didn't want to be labeled as the healthy cooking chef. Can we be transparent? Maybe I should come closer. For years, I didn't want to be labeled as a healthy cooking chef. I'm just being honest. I remember I would actually turn down real dollars because I didn't want to come and do a healthy cooking demo. or anything like that. I was just like, I don't want to be bound into healthy eating, because at the time I thought it was restrictive. And one of the things we work through in the Fun Food Academy is like altering your mindset that healthy eating is not restrictive, it's not bland, it's not boring, it's not rabbit food. It's actually very expansive, right? But that's a conversation for another day. But I didn't want to be labeled a healthy eating chef. I didn't even want to. And then even when I got on the healthy eating journey, I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm a healthy eater, because I didn't want the food Nazis to come out. I don't want the food Nazis to come out and tell me, well, you said you were a healthy eater and I saw you eating a cookie in your Instagram stories. Like, mind your business, okay? Keep your eyes on your own plate. Keep your eyes off my plate, okay? Anyway, and so I was just like, I didn't want to be labeled as that, because I just felt like there was all of this, like it was like a culinary and a flavor straitjacket, and it just wasn't going to be fun. And I really had to work through that and come out on the other side. And because I've had to live that own journey, I had to go through what I like to call the stages of gourmet grief, right? Which is like frustration and anger and then acceptance, and the same stages of grief that you go through when you lose someone or you lose a relationship or you lose something, the same stages of grief that you go through when you are trying to change your healthy lifestyle, particularly when you have to change it by force, which is what I had to do, which is like either you're going to have chemo, radiation, and surgery, or you're going to change the way you eat. When you're forced into it, there's this level of grief. There's a process of grief that you go through. Well, what can I eat now? And I can't eat, they said I can't eat this and I can't eat that and blah, blah. It's just a mess, which is why I really encourage people that don't wait until you've been diagnosed with high cholesterol or diabetes or pre-diabetic or lupus or cancer or anything, right? Don't wait until you have to. Do it when you get to. And so anyway, I kind of went off on a tangent about that, but I really had to create a system for going through that part of it, not just here's what I need to put in my pantry, here's what I need to take out, here's the kind of foods I need to eat, here's the kind of foods I need to kind of stay away from. It's so much more than that. And I do think that doctors and nutritionists and dietitians play a role in our healthy eating, our healthy journey, right? You know, the doctors let you know what's going on with your body and what you need to do to move forward. And they'll tell you, hey, lose weight or eat healthy. And then a dietitian or a nutritionist is going to tell you why you need to eat certain things and why you need to stay away from it and the importance of that and how it interacts with the body. But where I come in as a chef and a person who's had my own healthy eating journey is when all of that is done, and you're in the kitchen or you're in the grocery store and it's time to live this thing out, it's the practical application part that's missing. And so that's what the Fun Food Academy is. And that's why I do these videos. And that's what the podcast is for. And that's what the live streams are for, is because when you get to a point where it's like, but I'm in the kitchen now, and how do I do this day in and day out? And how do I learn to love it? And how do I make it enjoyable? And how do I not make it feel like a chore or feel like it's labor intensive or that it's boring or flavorless? How do I do that? That's what I'm here for, boo. Okay. Do people even still say boo? Like, I never really said boo, but it just kind of fit right there. Anyway, so that's my tips today on why your diets have not worked and what to do instead. I hope you're following me on Instagram, okay? And just remember that the Fun Food Academy, how to eat healthy at home in just 6 weeks and enjoy it, enrollment opens January 13th, 2020, and it closes on January the 19th, and we get started January 20th, you and I, 6 weeks online, live. We're going to have a good time. So I will talk to you soon, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.